everybody, I'm Tom Vassell. Welcome back as we take a look at another rack in the Dice Tower library. This is one of my favorite racks just because I like the theming of it, rack 23. And we're going to start taking a look here at the top shelf, which is all racing games. So a nice fun theme here, racing games. We start on the side with Rallyman, and then which is kind of just a speed racing game. Then Flamme Rouge. No one really talks about Flamme Rouge these much days because if you go all the way over here, you'll see Heat right underneath the 23. And then after that, we have Charioteer. This is a cool game from GMT about racing chariots. Now, there is a lot of racing chariot games, but I think this one is an excellent one. Then Thunder Alley. I think it's a game that really helped bringing drafting. Drafting has already existed in games, but I think this one really did a lot for the genre. Then Thunder Rolls is a newer game from Richard Launius, which is very similar to Thunder Alley, and I think it's funny to have them next to each other because of similar names. Formula D. This is the old game, Formula D. Come back. One of the classic racing games. You roll different dice based on the gear. Formula E, about racing elephants. Then Dodo's Riding Dinos. That's just a fun Mario Kart style game. Camel Up, a game where you're betting on which camel's going to win the race. Steampunk Rally Fusion, where you're building weird giant steampunk vehicles to run around. Unicorn Fever, which used to be probably my favorite racing game until it got overtaken by games like, I think Unicorn Fever now, Hot Streak kind of does what it does. Heat, of course, the most popular of all the racing games up here. Ave Caesar, a classic racing game. Next convention I'm going to play this. It's been a while since I played that one. And then Wacky Races, based on the old cartoon, a silly racing game for families. We're not done with the racing games yet because we have some more on the shelf B. We have Joyride, Survival of the Fastest, kind of a futuristic Mad Max racing game. Around the World in 80 Days, a classic game. This is a remake of the Hare and Tortoise game. Downforce, and probably the second most popular of all the games here from Renegade, where you're both racing on cars and betting on them. Cubitos, a game about, well, racing little guys using cubes that you're pulling from a bag and rolling. Reifenbright, which is an old style racing game, and I love this game so much. Definitely worth, it's old and you roll dice to move and it's still fun. And then Ready, Set, Bet. And if you know me at all, you know I love this game. And then finally, Jamaica, a game where you're racing pirate ships around the island of Jamaica. A lot of good racing games here. And then, next to them, we have a couple of Save the Earth style games between Endangered and Oil Spill, both Oil Spill, a cooperative game, trying to stop it. And then my Butterfly section. Do we need a Butterfly section? I don't know. Butterfly, which is actually... Doesn't look great, the game. It's from Rio Grande, but it plays really well. Mariposas from Elizabeth Hargrave. Dust and Wings, which sounds all pretentious, but is a fun little butterfly game. And then Papillon. And then Insecta, because it's kind of like insects. And then Keystone, we have some more animals and wildlife. Underneath that, we have, for some reason, Pillars of the Earth is there. But after Pillars of the Earth, it's all about amusement parks. We have 10 Penny Parks from Thunderworks with Vincent Dutray artwork. Volt. Volt is not an amusement park game, but it's about robots running around shooting each other. I don't know how that one got in there. Dice Theme Park, a lot of fun. The Grand Carnival, I don't love it, but Z does. Steam Park, a theme park for robots. Wishland, a card game. Meeple Land, a game about getting meeples to the right spot. Unfair and Funfair, right next to each other. So which one do you like better? Then next to those, we have a couple kind of abstract games. We have Arbos, Adfel. This game here, I'm going to show you the front of this box. It looks like it has a tree on it because this is the kind of like a Jenga style game where you're building a tree. It's an old school game and I like it a lot. Then we have Blocus, Pentago, Gemblo, and Blockness. Those are all pretty easy, simple games. And then Factory Fun, which is a pretty big style game, but still fun, and I know Z likes it a lot. Then down on this shelf, I mean, there's not much to say here, except it's bookended. There's Expansity on one end, and Ancient Terrible Things, a Cthulhu game on the other end. They're just there to hold it for now, because the rest of this shelf is Marvel Dice Throne. From the X-Men and Avengers on one end to all, just tons of it, all different characters. Dice Throne's very popular, so we have it here for people who you can just pull out a couple sets and play them against each other, or go down to the bottom shelf and get the Dice Throne missions. Next to Dice Throne missions, which has a big hole on top of it, we need to find a game that fits in that spot. We have some oldies but goodies. Wiz War, which is the basis for a lot of these fighting games with chaotic nature. Battleship Galaxies, which sadly never had a reprint, but if you want to play a fun, lighthearted space, think of Space Heroescape. That's what I would call it, Battleship Galaxies. Battle Cry, that's the original game that Memoir 44 came from. The Loop, a weird, odd cooperative game. Blitz Bowl, where you have two football teams fighting each other and also trying to kill each other. Lords of Lydia, about, I believe, it's a little card game with resources, pretty good. After the Empire, you want to build a castle and defend it. That's a good one. Veiled Freight and Moonrakers, both from IV Studios, both very cool games. But this bottom shelf is kind of a mishmash of sorts. So what are my favorites here? On the top shelf, like I said, I think my favorite's Unicorn Fever. I really like that game. On shelf number 2, is it Reifenbreit? I don't know. You know what? I'm going to change my one on the top. It's Ave Caesar, actually. Shelf number 2, I will go with Reifenbreit because that's such a fun game. Shelf 3, with all the theme park games, I'm still going to pick on this shelf. I'm going to pick Gemblo, which is like a hexagonal blocus. Well, here it's Dice Throne. But, I mean, Dice Throne is my favorite game on the shelf, but I'll pick the Cowboy as my favorite. And then on the bottom shelf, a lot of great games on here. Probably After the Empire. Such a neat game about building and defending your castle. What are your favorites? Let me know your favorite on each shelf. Until next time, though, I'm Tom Vassell, and this is another shelf in the Dice Tower Library. Hey folks, thanks for watching another one of our videos. If you like our videos, if you like our channel, you would love to game with us at one of our conventions. Check out Dice Tower Cruise, Dice Tower East, and Dice Tower West. Fantastic conventions where we play games with wonderful people, a humongous library, and lots of other events and stuff. Also, don't forget to check out our channel, like and subscribe. I'm Tom Vassell.